Number one, I'm gonna bend something. Something that was not meant to bend.
So, I was watching Deadpool 2 when I stumbled on this scene where Deadpool didn't make any sense at all.
Oh shit, I just get a little chipped up sometimes.
At first glance, I thought my brain was playing mind tricks, but then I realized that it was something in reverse. Fueled by the curiosity of a 9-year-old on too much Tic Tacs, I watched around 3 hours of Easter eggs and references on YouTube. The spiciest ones I watched were, I watched Deadpool 2 in 0.25 speed, and here's what I found. Then there was 600 Easter eggs, references, and cameos. I don't know how the fuck he found 600. But there you have it, and there was this one as well. With names as wild, I thought, fuck, there's probably nothing that I can show that wasn't already out there, but little did I know that Deadpool had a couple of tricks left up his sleeve. And they weren't all just Hugh Jackman jokes.
If I didn't have Hugh Jackman and he didn't have me, who would we hate?
Words of wisdom. Despite the titles of the videos, luckily for me, no one had yet included any of the scenes or references anywhere yet, and it was at that moment that I, a simple peasant with 1 year of Indian transcription services behind my back, I knew I had what it takes to decipher the Deadpool code. When I first saw the tongue twist, I didn't understand what he was saying, but what made it less believable that was a mistake is that Ryan Reynolds is a producer, actor, and he's really fucking good at what he does. So it just had to be something else. It couldn't be a mistake.
Did I leave the stove on? Fucking shit.
I fired up OBS and recorded the part of the movie, then I watched it forwards and backwards a lot of times. For the sake of my sanity, I'll just say I spent a couple of hours trying to figure out if the jokes in reverse were legit. After watching it so many times, I realized that he was answering a question from the future in the past while talking in reverse before the actual question was spoken. He answered Domino or Peter, whichever one you like. But the fact that remains is that Deadpool did a joke that wasn't possible without having Cable's time warp device, if that makes sense. In the final post-credit scenes of the movie, the one where Deadpool takes the time warp device to Negasonic Teenage Warhead and then he takes it for a spin, when we connect the two scenes, everything starts to make sense. Probably watched around 8 or 10 hours of Deadpool 2 in reverse, and I found some very juicy jokes, like this one. And if that one didn't convince you, then yeah, there's just so many coincidences in reverse that I can like just flash him. Let's start with this one. It's the only scene in the movie where you can find a reverse joke while the movie is playing forwards.
Oh shit, I just
Very nice. He's about to say it.
just get a little chipped up sometimes.
I hate to interrupt, but is anybody nervous about the high winds?
Gary,
My name's Peter.
I realize that you're new to this, but relax. You've been chosen by a higher power.
Did he just call himself God?
I think he did.
I'd like to go home.
The only way to understand the joke is if you watch the scene in reverse, and when you first watch it forwards, it sounds like random gibberish. I want to show you the scene in reverse, just so you can experience the same mindfuck moment I had when I found it for the first time. Spin that shit.
Dog plus oxygen.
I am this wish to be scholar of Seven Hundred Salary.
Ryan Reynolds had to say that backwards, while the rest of the X-Force said their lines forwards. So there's a huge contrast between what he said and what they said.
¿Dónde está la biblioteca?
And what I love about this joke is how well they hit it. Like, who the fuck would watch the scene in reverse order while everyone's dialogue lines is playing forwards and Deadpool's line is in reverse? That poor fella would probably be me, but I did it for the better cause.
I think he did.
Did he just call himself God?
I realize that you're new to this, but relax. You've been chosen by a higher power.
I hate to interrupt, but is anybody nervous about the high winds?
Gary.
My name's Peter.
This can be considered both a Peter and Domino joke, or an answer to a question from the future, but most importantly, I had this wacky thought that this was connected to the scene at the end of the movie because he gets the time warp device after the joke in reverse, and that creates a weird paradox where everything is possible in the movie even before he gets the time warp device at the end of the movie.
My favorite part playing Deadpool, I like, that anything's possible with this guy, and I think his secret weapon is his heart. At the end of the day, he's the guy that filters his pain through a prism of humor, and I relate to that. That's something I've done since I was a little kid, and I love that in his world anything's possible. Like, he can say or do anything. I love Deadpool, not just I live, eat, and breathe, and sleep it when we're doing it.
And also, there is a scenario B where Psylocke could have linked Deadpool's mind to the X-Force, and that maybe this was a reference to the Easter egg snipers from the comics community or some shit like that. I don't really know how the dynamics go here, but there's also the possibility that Deadpool 2 can be watched in reverse as well, and the joke would make perfect sense in the order it's been put in.
I have seen Frozen with my daughters so many times. And people who don't know this, a lot of parents don't know this, if you play Frozen backwards, it's actually a shot-for-shot remake of The Exorcist. So that would obviously enrage a lot of parents. So that's why I was really excited about the Deadpool 2 PG-13 cut, because it's all, not only is it an incredibly entertaining movie, but it's also for a great cause.
This is not evidence, but it shows that maybe a thought like that could have passed one of the producers of the movie. It just blew my mind because that's a really good ending of a movie, and it opens up a lot of new possibilities, as you can see. So yeah, this scene is the glue to everything that I just said, so...
I'm about to do something.
Something so small generates enough energy to reverse time.
Oh, just fix it, 11, or I'll take it to the Genius Bar.
Cable's gonna kill you when he finds out.
Never heard of him.
Why do you think I'm helping him?
The Lord works in mysterious ways, don't I? A good day.
Bye, Ray.
Bye, Yukio.
That was probably a bad idea.
What have we done?
Realize that you're new to this, but relax. You've been chosen by a higher power.
Did he just call himself God?
I think he did.
The Lord works in mysterious ways, don't I? I'm merely a vessel for the Lord.
I just hope you didn't think that was everything, because there's a mini movie of reverse jokes coming your way. Also, amongst all of them, these two stood out the most. One of them is a dog portrait, and it's a reference to Dogpool. If you don't know who or what Dogpool is, you can check out this video. The other one is a Matthew McConaughey reference and a song. It's a Deadpool 3 reference as well. So let's just begin by watching the reverse jokes, and then I'll break down everything for you guys. I compiled them in a nice short, something like a mini movie of reverse jokes, if you will. So yeah, let's get right into it. Woo!
Alright. I really sorry. Hopefully something. And they were done with wonderful Saturday. Here's your fruit. Oh, what I wish that I come. Sorry, him off the other. I know it's doing my head.
And now prepare your butt cheeks because this joke is coming in raw. And yeah, I just wanted to mention that this sounds like Matthew McConaughey's song from Wolf of Wall Street, and they actually mentioned Matthew McConaughey in the scene where you can find the song in reverse.
So what's one of your aha moments in life that shaped your life?
Wow.
Deep thoughts.
Well, we have a wonderful aha song in the movie.
Yes.
Take on me.
I want to say that in this interview in Comic-Con, if you pay attention to the actors, you're gonna notice that when he mentions that they have a wonderful aha song in the movie, they kind of make this weird smile, all of them. So that could be considered like maybe it's a reference to the actual song in reverse that hints that there will be a Deadpool 3 movie. I thought that would be awesome, and it makes sense if they do it at Comic-Con because there's a lot of Deadpool fans there, and maybe they were hoping someone would find a clue there. About the jokes in reverse, so the first one was a Wolverine joke. He's just goofing around probably. And the second joke was the time travel joke where he like time travels and says, okay, shit, it's gonna be a new adventure. That would make sense because if you're watching the movie in reverse, he's like going on an adventure and there will be jokes in reverse, so you can like try to find all of the jokes in reverse. And in the scene with the Stanley joke, if you pay close attention to the location tag, you're going to notice that something really fucking weird is going on, and I think that's a hint that there is a Stanley joke there. And yeah, I just want to say that Stanley was awesome. Even now, for instance, Deadpool 2 gave jobs to 15k people. That's how many people got jobs just by making this movie. So yeah, it's just it's like the cycle of life, but in the movie theater or some shit. I don't know. Then there was the joke where everyone is getting shish kebabbed in reverse, and Deadpool's gluing them up together with his sword while they're in reverse. So what he said there makes total sense in the actual situation of the joke. So that's why I thought it was an actual real joke. And there was this weird part that I don't really know what they're talking about, but I can. Maybe they're talking about the person who goes there in reverse and tries to find the reverse jokes or something like that. Just maybe, it could be something else. And what I want to say about the Dogpool joke is that there is no way in hell that while the dog portrait is on the wall, the TV on the background will say and that is going to be a coincidence. There's just no fucking way that I will believe that shenanigans. No way. And other than that, everything else, is just cool. I think all of the jokes make perfect sense. But the Dogpool one, that joke, undeniable. Nothing can deny. That joke is real, 300%. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I had fun making this video, and it was really hard for me to put everything together. I had to learn to not look cringe and etc, and a lot of other stuff as well. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, smash subscribe, and yeah, that's about it. I hope you enjoyed this little video about the hidden jokes in reverse and the Deadpool 3 reference, and peace. Woo! See you guys in the next video or something like that. Bye. Alright.
Leaves now, leaves. So
And that happens in the comics, so that's another really good cool reference in the movie, I think. And these godforsaken fruit flies, I'ma chop him down with the hand of justice.
Jesus.